welcome to Python programming tutorial. Today we'll be covering the following topics: passing list as an argument, return value, pass statement, and recursion. So let's begin with passing list as an argument. You can pass any kind of data type that we've discussed earlier as an argument into the function, and they are treated as the same data type inside the function as well. So if I am trying to pass a list as an argument, so how will I code it? Let's create a program for that. So I again create my function by the name of subject, and under that I write sub, and this is my function. Inside this I apply for loop in order to print my list in a sequence. Instead of entire items in one line, I'll be creating new line for each item in the list. And don't forget to indent your program. Printing my elements in the list, coming out of my function loop, I type in all my subjects is equal to, and inside double quotations, and I'm using square brackets, I will write whatever subject I want to write. You can write whatever list you want to print. So this is the values that I've substituted for my sub. Now let's call my program subject sub. Alright, so this is how I'm going to call it, and I get maths, English, computer, and French. So this is how I'm going to pass my list as an argument and then print all the values. Moving on to return values. Return value is received when the function completely performs its task. So when I am asking it to return a plus b, I should get the answer of a plus b instead of the alphabets. So let's see a program. How can we ask our function to return a value? I create my function and provide an argument as x, and then I ask it to return 10 multiplied by x, and then coming out of my function I will ask it to print my function with x, providing x as value, and that I give it as 4, and let's see what I get. I get 40 because I've multiplied it with 10, because I've asked it to return me the value of x into 10, so that I get is 40. So this is how you can ask your function to return a specific value. Moving on to pass statement. As discussed earlier, that we cannot keep our function empty, but still, in case you still want to keep your function empty, you may use pass statement. Now let's use it once on our function also. So I will create a function. This is my function, and I do not type anything in it. Suppose what will I get? I will get that expected and indented block. So there are a few statements that are expected inside the function. Now I still want to keep my function empty. How will I do that? I will write here pass, and then I can come out of my function and not get any error as such. So this is how you are going to use pass statement. Now a very important topic that we are going to discuss is the recursion. Recursion is when the function calls itself inside the function. Let's see an example of it, and then we will understand how is it working with the help of the example. So let's begin coding. Also, when you're creating a recursion program, you need to be very careful, because it might end up into an infinite loop, or might take up a lot of memory. So you need to be very careful with that. Suppose I create a function recur, and inside that I put the value as x, and then I say that if the value of x is greater than 0, I take another variable. Result should be x plus recur of x minus 1. So if I take a value of, suppose, 4, then the result should be 4 plus recurring 3, that is 3 plus 2 plus 1. So let's see how is it working, and I then ask it to print the result. Coming out of if loop, and using else, and in else I say that if not, then let my result be, if x is less than 0, then my result shall be printed as 0 instead of going to the negative side. And then I ask to return result. Then coming out of my function, and I ask to print into the new line recursion concept, or you can write whatever you want to type in, and I write this, and then I provide the value of recur as 6. Now let's see what I get. I get 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, 21, and then I ask them to print the final value. Here return res, so the last value is my final value, that is again printed as 21. Now how did this happen? I still don't get it. Now let's see a table, a flowchart that explains us. So this is the program that we've written, and this is the explanation of it. User inputs 6, so it will begin with 6 plus recurring 5. So recurring 5 is 5 plus 3, 4 plus 3 plus 2. We come back to explain. Recurring 5 becomes this plus this, that is the value that we got, 15. Here we got the initial value is 21, then 15, then 10, and it automatically gave us in an ascending order. Then we have 3 plus recurring of 2, that is 2 plus 1, then 2 plus 1 plus 0, and then we have 1 plus 0. So these are the values, and the final output will always be the first thing that pops up here, that is 21 in this case. So this is how you are going to explain, this is how you create recursion in function. You need to be very careful with it, because you do not want to invoke a non-terminating function. You may end up using excess amount of memory or processor power, which of course we do not want for our laptops. That is it for today's video. I hope you've understood the concepts. Please try them. Please try other functions also, that you really understand the concepts. Thank you for watching.